Here we do it. What the hell? Here we go, we should say. Alright. So, we are gonna sort out some of these bad boys. Okay. Have to wait until some few people join and then we can get the discussion topic started. Let's have a look in the meantime. Let's try to sort this out. What have we got? A couple of nines in there. Obviously some sevens. Tree fog. Bad lesson. I've still got the tree fog in there. Okay. Interesting. Right. So, okay, one person has joined. Welcome to the live stream. We are sorting out a couple of the graded cards today. Just before I premiere my latest episode of reviewing every UK grading company. So we're gonna just go through any graded cards over here. Oh, I've seen it right now. Is it Mubs? Mubs, hey bud. Like, I hope you're good. Peace, brother. Hope you're well. Like, good to see you. How's things been going, Mubs? Let me see if I can get this chat up over here. Oh, I don't even know how you get this chat up. Damn it. Sorry, Mobs, I'm going to try to figure this out. You might not even sent anything, but whatever. We'll see what we got. Top messages, short all messages. Right. Didn't know your live stream. I don't really. I only did one live stream prior to this. Where I opened up the Glory of the Team Kits booster box. That's the only live stream I've ever did on YouTube. So that's it. Like, and this is like my little live stream that I'm doing at the moment. Just because obviously I've got the final episode of the graded series. So I thought if anyone's got any question about any of these graded cards now, because I've obviously got quite a few different companies now that I've used, I can happily help them out, give them a couple of information. But mainly I'm trying to sort this out because this is my second cabinet and I've filled up my original one. But I'll be honest, when I initially started, I was getting all sorts of grades. Like I was getting PSA 4s. I was literally buying PSA 4, 5s, etc. But I was getting all vintage stuff. So I've got some cool vintage, like low graded tier in my other cabinet. But this one I'm kind of like need to now space it out to what I'm going to keep, what I'm going to sell, and what I'm going to donate. So I've got like a whole mixture of things over here. I'm always there first. Come on, who else would be joining? Josh has joined. Jill5522. Hi everybody. I've got 5 viewers I can only see, so apologies if there's a bit of a lag. I can't tell. But recently I used Get Graded, by the way, which I got a well, I will say PSA 10, but I got a Get Graded Prestige 10 on the World Championship Pikachu. I was really happy with that. It was the one of the cards that I've made like 6 cards in total recently, and yeah, honestly, this was like one of my top ones that I would love to have seen a 10 in. So I was happy with that. It was the only 10 that I got, so that's a bit of a spoiler. I just love the gold logo, and with the attachment, I got the subgrade version, so you can pay for a standard version, and then there's one where you just pay an extra £2 from top of my head, and yeah, you get a breakdown over there. So it's really good, like Get Graded, based in Huddersfield, so Yorkshire representing. So obviously I had to use them. It should be a setting that lets your comments overlay. Turn that off if you haven't already. I don't. Okay, there should be a setting that lets you comments overlay. Let me see. Chat filter. Show every message including potential spam. Fan funding. None. Hide all your chat messages. Well, no, that's not great. I've hid it all. I'll be honest, I don't know how to do that yet. And I probably need to learn a bit more before I do my next live stream. So apologies for that. Um, Check this out, by the way, guys, as well. This is another card I use on Get Graded. So they now sell these slabs as well. I love that. I just love that little embossed logo in there. Very fancy stuff from Get Graded right now. They're stepping up. Obviously, we know Ace is like the biggest UK graded company, but guys, if you got to use Get Graded if you haven't done so before, because honestly, the team over there are incredible. You know, everything that I've ever experienced with them has been top notch. So I have to like show some respect and love to that business as well. Not just because it's Yorkshire, but seriously, like they've always been reliable to me. I've always had a positive experience with them. So really, you know, if you want to ever use them, I highly recommend it. And during Black Friday, they had, I think it was 30% off the, um, yeah, 30% off, and then they gave you a free one of these slabs as well, just on top, one of these slab protectors. So they do like promotions like that, which I'll be honest, I think like other companies really lack when it comes to like that sort of area, especially with Ace, because they've only did 10% off right now on the Christmas period. But that is only if you use one of the not the basic service. So they're asking you to spend more. It's funny how they've opened up all their services as soon as PSA is entering the game now with the UK. But literally, that's where we're at. This is a cracked slab, so I'm gonna use Get Graded to hopefully repair that slab for me. One of my main ambition is to get a PSA 10 Sand Slash First Edition. My favorite Pokemon. I love Fossil set. It's my favorite set of all time. I knew it back in the days of like, you know, having Aerodactyl and the cards in there. For me, it's the ones that stood out most. Like everyone when I was growing up was obviously chasing that Charizard. I don't know why I had a fondness to Aerodactyl. I think it's because I loved you know, like paleontology as a kid. I was really obsessed with the Walking Witch series and Godzilla. I know Godzilla isn't a dinosaur, but you get the point. I was just heavily enthusiastic. That was my thing. Plus, there was like this Power Rangers. Even they became like a mecha dinosaur as well. So all these things is what a '90s kids will remember. Um, so that's why for me, Fossil will always be like the ultimate set. This one, Articuno, this is obviously Wizard of Course as well. I don't know why, well, I know why I got it 6 because the surface is screwed up. I was so confident that this was a 10. I really was when I submitted it, but it shows how much I know. The Riolu, for those of you guys who remember that I opened up the ETB, I didn't expect it to be a 10, so this is a 9. By the way, you notice that this one's a standard slab, so you got none of that subgrades in there. So obviously if you compare it with the subgrades one, like the Pikachu one, let's just get that out. You can see the difference between the two slabs. Like, apparently these are more popular, but I just prefer these ones. I just love seeing the subgrades on it. I think this is so much more cooler. Let me just get into the messages. Sorry, they're popping up. That's fancy. Cheers, Tiva. Cheers, mate. It will be the back. Nobody ever checks the back of their cards. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I like I said, I've got like little things like, sorry, my voice is even going. So I've got little things like, you know, card centering tools, and I've got like a little you know, a magnifying glass that I can look at some of the cards. But realistically, I'm not like a professional. I'm just a guy that goes for it. Some of the cards I purchased most of my graded cards as well initially on eBay and stuff like that when I got started. So then I eventually started to submit some of the cards that I've obviously unpacked throughout the years. And yeah, I've never hardly got any tens. That's my so don't so I'm by no means I'm a professional. There's people out there obviously that run businesses that's dedicated to grading and, you know, flipping off graded cards as well, but they must have a good eye for it. Steelix, I've recently bought, and I bought this from Get Graded as well. They've opened up a store now in Huddersfield. I was going to put this in the investment behind the series, but if I'm honest with you, I feel like doing a bit of an experiment with the Steelix because I'm going to use it in a graded company later on down the line. Nessa, these are all cards that I'm looking at grading eventually. Got quite a few Moltres, the Venusaur in there. Oops. Pidgeotto and Pidgey, like these two, I've pulled, but I can never ever seem to get in a perfect condition. I pulled them twice, both of them, and both of them, I feel like are just off slightly. Like there's a bit of whiting in there. I don't know what it is about Obsidian Flames, but every time I pull something decent, it feels like I miss out on a good quality grade because I just see something off with it. Might be hard to tell on the camera, but I just don't think they're going to be tens. So it's one of them cursed sets for me. One of my best pulls I've ever had, the Mewtwo from Crown Zenith. I opened that up beginning of this year when I went to Costco in October last year. And honestly, there were stacks and stacks of Crown Zenith if anyone watches my vlog. And now, now that that's a gold mine because this is probably one of the. I would actually say it is the best set of the Sword and Shield era. I know a lot of people will put Evolving Skies. That is simply because of the Umbreon. I think the amount of like great Pokemons and artworks and all the styles they can get in Crown Zenith. For me, I'm gonna say it takes top spot. I would have initially given it to Lost Origin. That was like my favorite, but now I've had some time to look back at this, and this is by far one of the best sets, and it's been one of the most kindest sets to me as well. Had some amazing pulls from Crown Zenith, honestly. I do feel sorry for anyone that entered the hobby this year because they missed out a very spectacular set, and now they have to pay some silly price for it if they wanted to get it, because honestly, this is an absolute awesome set. I just remember when nobody was buying it. It's crazy how that things that work out. I got a Master Ball over here as well that I'm looking at grading. I don't know much about like the Japanese market when it comes to these things, but obviously it is a good niche. A lot of people, are into their Japanese. I speak to more and more people these days, and they're more fond with these Japanese cards than they are with the English variety Pokemons, which I don't blame them. It's probably easier to get the products, and then obviously you're paying homage to the originals out there. Let's go for. Sorry, I've lost track as well, guys. I was initially trying to get this all set up, and now I just feel like I blabbered on a bit. Korean cards, they're even cheaper. Yeah, do you know what was funny with Korean cards, right? I saw the 151 booster bundle, booster box, where it has 20 packs in there. That was going for £30 on Amazon. And now that's probably tripled the price as well because obviously Koreans weren't that popular. And now it seems to have also taken up a bit. This is a tag graded one, Umbreon. Got this quite cheap and cheerful, believe it or not. I picked this up for £20. I know it's only a 6.5, but given the fact that it's from the XY era, and I thought, okay, it's tag. You can't hardly, get people in the UK that have these sort of slabs. And I was really pleased with that purchase as well. It's a good slab to have. Probably one of the most coolest designs out there. I just love it. The translucent whole details that they put in. A lot of people obviously praise tags as the set now that as the grading go-to place. I don't know what else to show, to be honest. I've got the Bulbasaur from Stellar Crown. That's a 9.5. Look at that, 9.5 all round. Just a shame on that 10. Whoa, a live stream. Yeah, deadly. I'm just trying to basically, like I said, going to sort this out and discuss if anyone's got any questions about any of these grades or any of the slabs that I have, because obviously we've got so many companies now. We've got RKT based in Chesterfield. So these guys I gave a 5 out of 10. Obviously I've just shown get graded. UGC, when I grew up as a kid, they said if you got nothing nice to say, don't say it. So we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. But you know what? I'll give one credit. Their slabs, right? It's so thin. It feels so nice on the hands. That's what I'll say. It just feels really light and just I don't know. It does have a feel to it, but I just that customer service of theirs where they said you didn't tell us it was an error card. That for me was a shocker. Like, am I meant to tell a grading company that it's an error card? I did not know that was the rules, but whatever. Will you break some of these to get graded? Yeah, I'm looking at using Ace's crossover as one of my experiments on when I come round to reviewing them. I was thinking of doing that. I don't know many companies that offer that service, but I'll have to look into it because I don't trust myself breaking slabs, so I'm not gonna personally give it a try. This is Porky Grade, so they are a company both based in the UK and the Netherlands. So they've got a chap. They've got so sorry, Josh. You said redo. So Get Graded does it as well. Um, so yeah, Bulky Grade. They've got a two-tone color combination as well, which I need to have a look into at some point. But that's the Radiant Charizard from Pokemon Go. I don't know how people think about Pokemon Go this day and age because there's only that one card that I think a lot of people want, which is the obviously the Mewtwo. But I remember when Rainbow Mewtwo was the chase, but now the Mewtwo in the city skyline looks like it's overtaking it. I've tried to find MGC. Right, I've got an MGC over here, but I'm sure I had like a Pikachu. So this is MGC. I bumped into them when they were at the Yorkshire Card Show. I knew them from beforehand, but this was like one of the. Well, in fact, this was the second time I used them. Both times, spoiler alert, they screwed up like the labeling, but their customer service uh, organized it and sorted it out, gave me a free returns label. But twice I've used them. Twice they've put the wrong labels in on slabs, so hopefully a third time lucky for me when I get round to using them again on the graded series. I never graded myself, have a few graded cards, but mainly collect raw. Look, it depends honestly, like what you're into. Like I got into grading. That was my gateway to back into Pokemon, and more than anything, like it's the ones that like obviously I got this investment binder series and I love building it up, but I just find managing grading cards so much more easier for myself. Like I always like feel a bit skeptical when I'm putting my own cards in sleeves and everything, trying to put it into like the binder. But these top loader binders these days are great quality. This is one of my initial cards that I purchased ages ago. PSA Articuno. Like I said, like I had a five in there. Like guys, if I'm honest with you, this was my initial early things. I was getting everything. Like uh, I've had a PSA 4. I got a PSA Psyduck 7 first edition. I've have a Lapras one first edition. I got it in 7. I was getting 6, 7s, all this stuff, and I was thinking, hell yeah, I'm doing the right thing. But now I've got like a whole cabinet full of like low tier PSA graded cards. But you know what? It's fine. They're gonna stay with me. I have no intention of selling them ones because, like I said, I'm paying homage to the '90s era, and I just like the fact that I've got the first edition badge on there. Tree fog grading. So this is all the way down south. Have you sold anything though? The only ever graded cards I've ever sold is literally a first edition Psyduck. That's it. I've never got round to selling any graded cards. I have sold raw cards in the past. I've also sold a master set as well, but I've never sold graded cards beforehand. I do plan on actually selling them in the future. Um, I'm wanted to a like sell some, just make raise up a bit of money, but b some of these cards that, for example, that I'm used in the graded series, I want to raise money for charity. So I'm like I said, I'm trying to raise money for Sheffield's Children's Charity Hospital. Sorry, back to tree fog grading. These guys really, really stood out to me. Like I was surprised how good they were. To be all fair, for like you could say an unknown company, I do highly rate like the whole experience with them. And if you guys wanted to give it a try, if you were based all the way down south, I think they're based in Brighton, if I remember from the top of my head. But these guys honestly they stood out for me with how just how well they were throughout the entire experience. Let's see what else do we have. Obviously, we talked about Get Graded. Get Graded, obviously, I will praise them any day. this is your lessons, by the way, guys. Never buy a mystery slab. This is what I got from a £25 mystery slab from from what's it called now? Porky Lee. Yeah, I went to Porky Lee Porky Store, and I thought to myself, you know what? Surely I can't lose because it says 9 or above. And for £25, I thought, hell yeah, let's go for it. And this is what I did. And then I got this, and I know straight away that I'm never going to do that ever again. I don't even know this. The slab probably costs more than the actual card now. Like that, I honestly got absolutely conned out of my cash there. But whatever, it happens. It's a lesson learned. Just don't make that mistake. If anything that says mystery product, you just stay away from it. It's a con more than anything. There needs to be more AI grading in the UK like tag. AI is not consistent enough at the moment. I'll be honest, like, so my thoughts on it, just being like realistically, I feel like a combination of having two things like an AI grader and getting a human touch on it as well will work wonders. Tag is all AI for, and you know what? Like I respect Tag more than I respect PSA. I'll state that because with PSA we have seen a lot of controversies throughout the years, and it's happened. We've even had it recently with some of like big YouTubers who have graded it with them and resubmitted the cards from a 9 and they got a 10. Human error would always happen, and with AI it just reduces that factor. But we also need to understand that our times where AI cannot pick everything up to 100% detail, and it has happened. It's just Tag's very transparent throughout the process. It shows all the breakdown, and I think I give them credit because the way that they've structured it is really good. If we can get a combination of both, I think that would make a perfect like a grading company. But at the moment, I can see why people might not fully support AI just because I think it's just because some people like the human authenticity behind it. And it's one of those things, well, AI is only going to continue on improving. So I can imagine more and more companies going to use it in the future. Agreed, Tag is better than PSA. I like Ace labels, but I don't like the business model. So with Ace, right, here's my truth and honesty behind Ace. Okay, I just find it a bit funny that Randolph recently came out with a statement on his Instagram saying, guys, we've opened up everything. Like all the, we're not relying on Monday's 6 p.m. submission progress for the basic now. They've opened it all up. And that they did on the back end of the previous vid to that. Randolph says, I'm not threatened by PSA coming to London. I'm not worried at all that people choose Ace over PSA, not just because it's based in the UK, it's because they prefer it. I just find it funny where he makes that video and then on the back end of that he opens up the basic service. Like, so you showed off to the fact that you grade more than 3,000 cards a day. Then why did you not keep the basic service open previously? Like, were you trying to milk extra cash out from the luxury service? Because for me, it raises suspicions now. I can't help but ask that question now. Like, I just think it's either they've done it bad timing, announcing that information, or like I said, you're gonna me to raise that question and ask, rightly so. Did you guys not have the basic service open all this time because you knew the market was hot and you knew people were willing to pay more to get their cards graded? That's it, guys. Honestly, I just don't like how how the back-to-back information and the announcements came. But whatever, we'll see how well they do once PSA opens up. I don't think they should be threatened. Ultimately, it's just one of those things. I just find it funny. Yeah, sorry. I've sure. To be honest, I think I've gone through everything. Like I said, I am going to go into the guy just seems greasy. You know what? Right, Randolph. Funny thing is, so here's a little information about me. Like genuinely. This is not my first YouTube channel, by the way, guys. I actually had a YouTube channel beforehand, And I had an old vid, but I'm embarrassed about it now, where I actually played KSI on a game of FIFA, and I beat him. He has a series called "I Bet You Can't Beat Me." And if you travel back on time on KSI's channel, it's called "I Bet You Can't Beat Me" episodes 4. My name will appear there, and I beat KSI, and I got in like Randolph. Right, was someone that was a lot tagging alongside him during that point. So I bumped in, like, obviously got into knowing Randolph, and I knew him from his music days. Well, I'm saying like I knew him, but like I mean, like I followed him early on from his music days and seen how much he progressed as an individual. So like it feels like. I just think it's a bit like one of those things, right? Randolph seems to have obviously had a very good amount of support in setting up all these businesses. He had the right contacts, etc. He got into the Pokemon game early, but he's definitely done it from a business mindset. I don't think he's done it from a collector's mindset, which much people like to put that label on him. I do think he likes Pokemon, but I definitely think he's a lot more business orientated than he's a collector. That's what I'll say. Um, because he's a lie. The guy seems really say, oh, he's the face of a lie at the moment. Oh, you know, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna speak ill about it. Let's just say my good mate, he agrees with you guys. He will agree with what you guys are saying. Sh- I could do a cheeky pack opening if you guys like. I've got a 151. If you guys want me to crack that, and then after once I've cracked this, I will post the what's it called? The final episode of season one. Yeah, I've called it season one of the graded series. The reason why I've done called it a season one, right, is because like genuinely the next four companies I'm gonna use, they know about the Articuno, the Zapdos and Moltres. So it's not fair to, put that card on there when I know they're gonna put the error print on there. But there's other cards. There's a lot of other error cards that I'm gonna use that might throw them off track. The only thing is though, it's kind of expensive to get these cards. So, like an example is the Mew Nintendo card. So for initially when Ancient Mew came out in Japan, instead of saying Nintendo, they missed an N, so it's called Nintendo. So that's like an error print. So there's a lot of like different type of error print cards out there. Code card for anyone who wants it. One at the back. Here we go. Let's see what we get from the Scarlet and Violet pack. So wish me luck, guys. I have a hoard of 151 stuff. Keep it. Like it's only increasing. I don't know why. I've cracked this pack open. I've still got two. I was gonna think about grading one, but I've got one XY evolution pack that I'm going. Oh god, I've already revealed one of the rares. Okay, Hitmonchan. Here we go. Rowlif. Have I done the pack trick wrong? Yeah, I did. All right, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, that's it, guys. Zod, look, I wish. I freaking wish. Like, yeah. Unfortunately, it's not though. So, yeah, that's it. So, thank you. Sorry, I've ranted on a bit and my voice is a bit stuffy. I'll see if I haven't missed anything. Just quickly going back onto it, guys. If I missed anything, so apologies. I think I've covered everything. Charizard will always be OP unless it's Phantasmal. You know what? A Phantasmal card. When initially people were paying £2,000 for a graded card, I was face palming. I was like, "Oh my god, what are you doing?" And now obviously it's dipped. There's so much like Phantasmal Flame is gonna get printed to the extreme. This is why I try to teach people. Like, guys, it's a new set. Stop overpaying on like the secondhand market. Like, you don't need to. It's gonna be in print for a while. Um, Kurt said hi. Hi, Kurt. Cheers for dropping by. Sorry, it's towards the end. I have 4 Pokemon Center ETBs. They're worth a bit now. Okay, I think I've got. I don't even know. So I've got Shrouded Fable. So, because that was a while, that was about for a while. I got Stellar Crown. I've got Surging Sparks. I've got both Temporal Forces. I've got Phantasmal Flame. Oof. I don't have as much as you guys might think. I'm thinking right now from the top of my head, what else do I have? So Stellar Crown we've covered. I don't know. I think that's it, guys. I think I've got 6. Yeah, I've got like, yeah, that's it. I've only got 6. Oh my god, I don't have that many Pokemon Center ETBs. Even I'm a bit shocked about that. Oh, I've got Brilliant Stars. Does that count? Yeah, that will count. Brilliant Stars. I've got Brilliant Stars as well. Pokemon Center ETB. So they're my 7s. They're my lucky 7 at the moment. I had so much opportunities to get Pokemon Center ETBs in the past, but you know, whatever. It's what it is. You snooze, you lose. But that's it, guys. That's all me done and dusted. Yeah, that's my spare packs over here. Digimon. Flashback to that. But that's it. So I'm going to drop the video now. I'm just going to end the live stream. Look after yourselves, guys. Thank you for dropping by. Sorry I've ranted on too much. And yeah, if you guys got any graded questions, feel free to ask. And you know what? Spoiler alert. I'll show it if I got. Have I got it? No. I was going to spoil something before I ended it. I was going to showcase something, but I don't have it. Oh, here it is. Ta-da! So that's a bit of a spoiler right there. So this is the company I've used. This is one of the cards I got back. I just love the label design on it, to be honest. But you'll see how I feel about the overall about the company in the next 2 minutes. Right, guys, take care. Look after yourselves. I'll see you all next time.